Hey, cinema community, we're here at our local AMC. Just got done seeing the movie Saturday night. This is our extended review. Rebecca, what'd you think?
I think this is really cool we get to share this experience with our cinema community on the 49th anniversary of Saturday night. If the relentless barrage of casting updates didn't convince you how excited I am to see this movie, perhaps our review will. This movie was awesome. I love the fact that the casting department picked people who know these comedians inside and out. It didn't feel like caricatures, it felt like real people.
It was funny. It felt like there was a camera following Lorne Michaels and everybody else around. Some of the actors you're gonna know, some of them you're not. As soon as they started talking, bam, you knew exactly who they were.
Pun not intended, the script is a pretty tight edit. It starts off a little slow, but very quickly you're thrown into the chaos that it is the show, and you very quickly get to see how everybody's panicking turns into something creative. There's a lot of hoops to jump through, and we have the hindsight of knowing that the show becomes a massive success. But at points, you just don't know what's going to happen. And I love that aspect for those in our cinema community who aren't familiar with the history in depth.
I was thinking, what if you don't know this show, right? I was a little kid. I would sneak around the corner when my brother and his friends were watching this show. So I knew a lot of the performances. I knew a lot of the skits. I knew the characters. But I'm thinking, what if you don't? What if you've never seen this before? Would you enjoy it? Would you get it? Absolutely, you would totally get it. It would be a lot of fun for you. That being said, if you know the actors, you know the skits, a lot of nods and winks, it was fun.
One of the things I was worried about was there's going to be an obvious sequel hook. There's not. This story is pretty self-contained.
It cracked me up at the end. One of the members of our cinema community says, oh great, now we get to see the whole show. And it's like, no, you don't. You get to see the beginning of the show. That's it, but that was actually enough. That was as good as the show in my mind.
I thought the production design was pretty solid. It's tough sometimes, I know with a lot of 70s films, I've seen the complaint that everything is too bright and snazzy. This film felt a lot more muted, which definitely added to the dramatic tones of the film. I'm not over here laughing at the production design. Sure, there's some cheesy winks and nods. Bee costume comes to mind. That being said, it felt contained, it felt real, and it just felt like just the right amount of chaos.
I appreciated that they didn't emphasize one or two of the characters. They emphasized all of them. This film is shot pretty much through Lorne Michaels' view. This is what he sees, this is who he's talking to. But there are some outside side characters and different people are talking, but it felt very cohesive. And you really felt for Lorne Michaels. He's really fighting for his life on this show.
It's also interesting to me that there's some pokes too. Nobody's really truly sacred. You kind of get some nods forward to what happens to people later in life, even if it isn't apparent in the moment.
Rebecca, what do you think? Is it worth a watch?
I think it's definitely worth a watch. I'm a huge comedy nerd, so I come from it from that perspective. I like Jason's very dramatic work, so I'm coming from that perspective as well. If you want a serious dramatic story, yeah, this is it, but there's definitely some comedy in the circumstances.
I really liked it. I definitely think it's worth a watch. This is Jason Reitman, really a good representation of Jason.
And Gil did a really good job punching up the story as well. He's been helping Jason with a lot more of his recent projects, so it's nice to see the two of them combine forces for something that really exemplifies both of their talents. This has been our extended review. We want to hear from you in the comments. Who's your favorite cast member? And if you want to check out some of our other extended reviews, click the links to the right.